So the first thing is why are we failing in the fight against galamsey? I think that is quite an interesting question, but I think that the answer to this, and are far-fetched. So where galamsey in its nature and the extent a woman there, it's quite obvious. So it is really wrecking the future of this particular country. I bet something like an unstoppable hurricane that has been activated, a destructive tool, a certain emotion just to destroy and wreck the very future of this particular country. Because as we speak, Ghana's economy already has sunk it down to the bottom. All other aspects, job opportunities, employment opportunity for the youth, sustainable economic platforms, among for leverage to grow their businesses, everything is not there. The economic incentives the government may making available is not there. Ghana is swimming in a pool of debt as we speak. We've been ranked as a debt distressed country. As I say, your debt to your GDP, or quantifier is really embarrassing. So at the economic front, nothing seems to be working. Opportunities and economic incentives that are available to ordinary Ghanaian, it's not there. All facets of this particular economy, when nothing seems to be working. One thing I yet over the years, the proud a green belt. Unfortunately, we've been able to demarcate certain areas, and we zone them as a, how do you call them, as a forest reserve. Unfortunately, for quite some time now, certain influx, certain intrusion by individuals are more power and certain authority, and these are people who are wrecking this forest with impunity. So the question is, at the internet, in the face of all that is happening, we are not succeeding, because as we sit here doing the discussion, other people on other platforms discussing about the galamsey menace, people are still in the bush and they are doing it. The sponsors and the accomplices of this enterprise, are not ordinary Ghanaians, but they are politicians. When the fight started earlier, this mass intrusion by some of these individuals, what I said, Oko Obuase and other areas among for Aya Galamsey at that low key than I free and send near my day, Baby as and Kaya na Kaya social exploration here beside what is actually the problem. Because ye kasi ye tu Galamsey asena ye kugu say ye kopam emrantian or mohon or modu or mohosha near monumna. Okopam the following day they will go back. Because sustainable job opportunities be available. I can say take it away galamsey, yes, shifty or move to that, that particular platform has never been provided. Entini pano soria, na se Otioboase and around that area, the only galamsey at that low level now, they use equipment and then for because they never had those resources. Until the omunim galamsey. So at that low key level, the government is really committed to even stopping that particular thing, the crowd, and it means we are orienting them to a new avenue, and that avenue will help them to at least take care of themselves and their family, because any man will die doing anything to ensure that the family will survive. Whenever there are no options, man will do into kopamana onko. So as we were battling on how we can deal with that particular situation, and suddenly, Yahu, your friends at galamsey, at a certain level, is so scary to the stand. So what you so your natural, your friend saying, bodies in the nasa phone means so at that now here ni and so at that chroma for several years. Now here the impunity with which these individuals are going around destroying our forest in the nasa is so scary. The question is, people who are really close to power are the individuals who are behind these things, and they don't even hide it. And say, Yachi Obia, Sabaya state need show certain leadership, certain, your friend is saying, muzzles to deter people. Say the state is ever ready to deal with people who compromise on standard and ethics, and so who go against your friend saying legal prohibitions of this particular country. We will make sure say law and nobody. But people who are close to the corridors of power thrive with impunity. They commit these atrocities against our environment. They get away. Not that people anymore. People are aware. Ko galamsey now more ye campaigns no more krumano. They are all political element wearing political colors, and some have boldly come out to declare, say, yes, I am in a forest reserve. May ye galamsey. This is not an assumption. This is not a supposition. Neither am I sitting here and maybe conjecturing. It's a fact, because I listened to one wound to me who is an Ashanti regional chairman of the NDC of the MPP on radio, and he intimated, say, oh no, forest reserve I was a akontomra baby no ogusu a original lances a ye gazette diamano adeno is forest reserve. Ye gusu a ye granting a license a man, and he's going to that particular forest reserve to mine. He said it openly. Besinne, menyehu anybody what me invite no to come and explain that particular statement, and there are evidence abound coming from the ground and various reports about say oko forest reserve na ho na won to me atim o ka chere no or say President Akufo-Addo share the bottom, nobody can do him anything. So if the state is exercising and advertising such an extreme weakness, what do you expect? People will definitely capitalize on the fact that the state is weak. People who are in charge of this particular country do not have the balls, because to them it's a family enterprise. It's just a business of convenience that everybody is doing everything. So the president will take a stage and talk to us as if he's doing something, but on the other side, you know, people who are wrecking us, you know, are very people who are close to him. If for nothing at all, when Anas did his investigation and came out, said there are certain individuals or more Charles BC within as a for them, bribe, concession, to galamsey, you know, as a sign of respect, you know, at least President Awaye serious or you know, at that point that should have been the beginning. You show certain seriousness, certain commitment. So it doesn't matter where the person is coming from, their political loyalties or whatever. No? You deal with the particular issue comprehensively to send a message, to signal to people, say, no, I am a president, I don't tolerate some of these things. But Yesu Tiwa Adodankwa, that disgraced your friend is saying, former CID boss. Yet then a brush so, and Anas na or no investigation at some point, you know, he was bastardized, he was humiliated, he was insulted, and all sort of this thing castigated against him. And today the name Anas has become irrelevant within the circles of fighting corruption, because that is what they decided to do. Nobody pay heed to Anas investigation. So Charles BC on that today, you know, it me gathered the infantry to sit on national television and speak, brush aside some of these issues in the face of the economy. So the president it me show that particular weakness. My culture say at no point in time must a state show weakness and mercy. I said, you know, that is not your job. Citizens can show mercy, pass mercy card to people around. Yes, Obiya Wadia, you need to forgive them, but the state must not at any point in time show mercy or weakness. At any point in time somebody goes against the state must be so ruthless and very uncompromising. Do you know why? Because you send a message. Because I have told you, say, man in his natural settings, in his natural environment, you know, and you're so greedy, so vicious, and so dangerous. O pesa wote ase go back to the slave trade time. Abrofo no mba ha so mbeto nipa no. No mu ngura fie binchi nipa mfa nko. Wo ya nkasa na ye fa ye nuanom ye kodada omo do omo ko mfachire e yakoton omo no omo do omo ko. So that is our nature. That is who we are. Kennedy Japan besie naturally we are born bad. We are so greedy and so vicious. So when you are a leader in such an environment, you need to assert certain authority for people to feel, say, yes, I am the man in town. If you mess up, it doesn't matter where you stand across the political divide. You may even be my brother. But once you go against the legal prohibitions in Eguhona, swiftly, there must be consequences and there must be action. The president couldn't act in the face of that smoke screen evidence. Nothing happened. And Nas was in the end bastardized. We trashed him. Subsequent to that, na ye benya from pom boaten num tape ne na se for no ma ba ye evidence eko isinom na ye wia excavators e2 ira. There were evidence that people were selling excavator ama parliamentarian be quite issue statement by say otobi at a very ridiculous price. Evidence ben biem na wo hia if you are really committed to fighting galamsey. Evidence ben na wo hia. We had everything, but we decided audio tape, John Bodu's infamous tape, say party here sika, and the cheap attempt, say yeah banning a man for, yeah issue community mining, yeah issue party for, AJJ a man for excavators and a yajijan, ne dia momo. At some point, nipa timi small soldier for wumudum kojiji a man for gold and as for. Bisa I say gold in as for ne kojiji from a man for from the bush. At what point and will be accounted to? We are Ghana ni, we are Ghana ni. And our friends in the media are privy to this development. Gold, you know, when who go to nobody talks about it. Nobody. So these are the real issues. We have a president who has always been screaming on top of his voice, galamsey, galamsey, but in reality, nentumum enomutu galamsey, no, because he doesn't have the balls to act. So when from pom boating ne ba hwan jojo hwan excavators etura eko you see then as for them all these things, you know, we deliberately decided say we trash them aside. And then who says a special prosecutor say or Kofa Charles BC, okay, that guy is a joke and he's not serious. Like I have told you, sir, he's just pinned to the apron strings of those in control. Until Hiana we release him like a lapdog. So when the narrative is going bad, then we release him to come and just put certain theatrics just to convince because the special prosecutor or by a baby crowd in a baby court before. There was a small screen evidence that this year confirmed was attacking people because he paid them money, but seen there in closure. And then I issue in Akwesi. So these guys have reduced governance into nothing but a joke. And I home. And we have a media that will always give oxygen of publicity to such nonsense. So they will always try to pamper them. And these people feel relevant. They think they are doing something, but in reality, they are only advertising nothing but sheer ignorance and naivety. And that and echo. Nobody is asking governments will be more physical. Economy no no yahu. Job opportunities no yahu. Enyuma yaguguno yahu. Environment na because you can't forest reserve, it means that adaho from Nkrumah colonial time besi no. Are you saying say na abrofo no nim say you go do? They knew. Nkrumah didn't know that na you go do. He knew at that time he embarked on a massive infrastructural undertaking. He needed money. He knew we had a lot of gold in those forest reserve. But for the future, because that is what reasonable men of conviction, you know, that is what you do. You don't destroy everything because of today's sake. But today we have deliberately released dogs into the system. And all that they are doing is to just destroy the system because certain individuals are in power. It's a rush hour. Let us take everything and go away. So gold, you take it, diamond, everything. Yeah, the minor bubbles here and kwasiaso ase binyansa anim. And no minor kwakopem. Yeah, international ratings na se fo nyina say. Yeah, they are brona dwumone egu amam for banks or Nkrumah when we could have employed the other alternative and making sure that secure jobs. We did all these things. And if you're asking me why we are failing in the fight against galamsey, the answer is simple. Those in power have displayed nothing but an extreme dishonesty. They are the very people who are involved in the galamsey. To the extent that even DCs who are representatives of the president at the various districts are the accomplices and the individuals who are aiding and abetting people to commit to do galamsey. What is the relationship between the president and those individuals? There is no respect. Because after all, some of them even bought their positions. Because if I appoint you as president, how dare you? How dare you? Because everything that you do will be a direct disrespect, not to the state, but to me. And I will take it personal. I will make sure, say, you will be dealt with severely. You need to send a message to people. We are friendly. we have a particular focus. But all your wife say you will go against me, you are going against everybody, and you must face the consequences. But if you if you prove to your people, say, oh, who told you? You can be a busiamba in your political party, but whenever the estate is entrusted into your care, busiamba doesn't come in. Because you are ruling over intellectuals. You think Ghanaians, we are all fools? No. There are a lot of knowledgeable people who are Ghanaians living in the diaspora, some in Ghana. A lot of them, they subject happenings to critical and intellectual scrutiny. Yes, there are a lot of gullible individuals